Good morning. Good morning. Hold on. I got the camera flipped the wrong way. Good morning. Happy Monday. It is now Monday morning, and where did the weekend go? It is completely gone. Completely gone. How are we doing this morning? How are we doing this morning? Happy Monday. Happy first day of the week. Good morning, Karen. How are we doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. We are going to work on a table runner today. I was going to start some embroideries before we got started, but I didn't have time. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I don't know if y'all joined me this weekend. I had a surprise pop in Saturday. I decided to go live this weekend on Saturday and get working on a quilt order that I had. Y'all, I finished piecing it this morning. It is ready to be quilted. Well, I got to sandwich it, so I got to get a backing for it, but it turned out gorgeous. Turned out completely gorgeous. So this morning we are going to work on a table runner. I've been trying to figure out exactly what we were going to do. So I decided that we're doing a fall theme this morning. We are going with fall colors. So I have a few different fabrics that we're going to choose from. So I'm going to let y'all choose. But I'm really loving this fabric, but I'm not exactly sure how it matches with these other ones. So I don't know. We're going to have fun and play and see how it all works out. So, and I'm going to show y'all, I know I've shown y'all before, but I'm going to show you how to do another square. I'm going to show you how to do another, good morning, Vilma. Good morning. Started on my pumpkin trick-or-treat basket. Oh, how exciting. Just need to complete strap today. Awesome. How fun is that? Good morning, coolest dad. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing this morning, y'all? So yeah, I have a few fall fabrics that we're going to choose from. And like I said, I'm going to show y'all. Good morning, Maddie, at the doctor's. Well, I hope you're okay, Miss Maddie. I hope you are okay sitting at the doctor's office. I don't want anybody sick. We need to all be healthy. I want everybody healthy. So, and coffee. We need coffee this morning, y'all. Y'all got your coffee out? We need to have some coffee. Oh, okay. All right. Well, send in your good vibes, Miss Maddie. Send in your good vibes. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Dre. Good morning, Mimi. Good morning. Good morning. Mimi to 3. I am a Mimi to 5. Well, I'll say 6 if we include my niece. So. Yes, sip and sew, sip and sew. We have a fun sip and sew, do we not? We have a fun sip and sew. Fun times. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Miss Lisa. Good morning, good morning. So, y'all want to see that quilt finished? Like I said, I got up a little early this morning and decided to get it pieced. So, I got it laying out on the bed. I'm impressed with myself. I have to say I'm impressed with myself on this one because oh my gosh, Miss Lisa. Okay, being Miss Lisa's on here. Miss Lisa, I got it. Miss Lisa 62. So I have my best friend Lisa's on here. And Miss Lisa 62, she's the one that ordered the quilt. So, y'all, we're going to go see the quilt. We're going to go see the quilt. I got it all pieced this morning. And I'm excited. I think that thing just pops up there. On me. So, all right. Are y'all ready for this? I am so excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, it turned out awesome. Awesomer? Is that a word? Awesomer? I don't know. Anyways, check this out, y'all. Check this out. It went together so smoothly and the colors just make it pop. I have to say, I was trying to figure out something because we started with this weekend, Saturday. And then we had to add some more because I needed it bigger. Thank you. So I found this fun fabric, and it's from Marshall Dry Goods, y'all. That is from Marshall Dry Goods. But I think that just made it pop. So, right? So now we'll just have to do some quilting on it. So I got to get it sandwiched and everything. So But that was a fun quilt square to learn. Was that not a fun quilt square to learn? So I'm thinking today for the table runner, I'm going to show y'all how to do another quilt square. I think I've showed y'all how to do this quilt square before, but I'm going to show y'all again. Right? Isn't the hummingbirds cool? It was like, because Miss Lisa said she liked hummingbirds and butterflies, and I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. Why not, right? Why not? So, needless to say, I came up with that, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm glad you like it, Miss Lisa. I am glad you like it. This is too much fun. I feel like now I have like 2 friends named Lisa. It's very cool. So, like I said, Miss Lisa on here, her and I have been friends for years. She's my best friend. So, love you to death, Miss Lisa. And now I have another Miss Lisa. So, very, very cool. I did. I printed the hummingbirds on my fabric. So, and I'm going to do a video because I know I've had a few of y'all ask me how I print the images. So I'm going to do a video. I really can't do a live where I have my printer. So, it's too small of a space, in the area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video. I'm going to get a friend of mine to help me. I'm going to do a video on the process of how I print them. So that way y'all can see that process. So, coolest dad, did you get your DTF transfers? Did you get your DTF transfers? Okay. Yeah. I'll do a video, depending on if I have time today. I may do it today. So, this morning after this live. So, but like I said, I'll get a video this week. I'll make sure. Awesome. Aren't they great? The quality is awesome. The quality is awesome. I love them. So very cool. Very cool. All right, y'all. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. So like I said, I'm going to show y'all how to do another square. Granted, I've showed you, it's been probably it's probably been 6 months now since I showed you this square. So I'm going to show y'all how to do another quilt square. Easy quilt square, another easy quilt square for y'all to do, but so many different possibilities on it. So many different possibilities. So, like I said, we're going to do a table runner. So I'm almost thinking, I'm really liking the gnomes. I really love the gnomes. So I'm almost thinking this fabric, and being it has those fall leaves, I don't know. We have 2 different options. We could go with this one, but I'm really thinking that we go with these 2. What do we think about these 2? Because those 2, are we good with those 2? Because I'm thinking those 2 will go together. What do we think, y'all? Okay. All right. So what we're going to, okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut some 10-inch squares. We are going to cut some 10-inch squares out of these. And once we get these 10-inch squares together, we're going to kind of do the same process we did on that other quilt square. So this quilt square, let me grab this one. So this quilt square is the quilt square that I've been showing y'all. So this one is done with 2 10-inch squares. So, and this one, as you'll see, I'm folding this in, and that way you guys can see again. So this one was 2 10-inch squares sewed together. It had 2 10-inch squares just sewed all the way around, right sides together. And then you took and pulled or drew the line on one side, and you pulled it apart, and then you cut it, and then you folded it out and pressed it. So this is one way to do that. So we're going to kind of do the same thing again. So, but we're going to do it a little differently. You're not going to have to pull it apart, and we're going to use, we're using the rotary cutter this time. We're going to leave the scissors on the table. We're going to let the scissors rest. They've been doing a lot of cutting lately. So we're going to get that rotary cutter. Funny, I have the fabric with the, y'all, I've had this for years. I have had this for years. I don't even remember where I got it, but isn't that the funnest fabric? Y'all, I have to show you this other fabric, and I really want to do something with it, but look at this fabric. It is just, and hold on, let me see what it says. It just says leaves are falling. It says leaves are falling on here. So good morning, Karen. Good morning. So I am in love with this fabric. I got to figure out what to do with it. I'm almost thinking mug rugs or something. I don't know. Something, because I could actually put these 2 together. I don't know. I have to think on that one. I really want to use that fabric for something. So, all right. So what we're going to do, like I said, we are going to cut some 10-inch squares. We are going to cut, because I think we need, I think if we do 2 of each, I think if we do 2 squares of each, I think we'll be good. So I think what we're going to do, we'll just cut 4. We'll cut 4 of these. It should be good. Good, good, good. So I'm going to take that, because a table runner doesn't have to be very big. Stay there. Table runner doesn't have to be very big. We're going to take that. They're all sticking together. Sticking together. Sticking, sticking, sticking. Where is my rotary cutter? There's my scissors. And y'all, my husband was awesome and ran me power here in the sewing room. That way I can have my heater running, right? Good morning, y'all. Placemats. We could do placemats too, Vilma. Oh my God. Out of that one fabric. Oh my gosh. Y'all, Vilma, you're awesome. We're going to have to do some placemats because I'm in love with that fabric. I am in love with that fabric. Okay, so we're going to cut some 10-inch squares. 10-inch squares. Okay, so there's 4 of those. So we have 4 of those, and now we're going to get 4 of these, and y'all are going to... He did, Miss Lisa. He got done with the power, and I have power now, and it's not going to flip a breaker. Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so now, yes, I know, I'm excited. Good morning, Vaughn. How are we doing this morning? If y'all are just joining, we are going to be making a table runner this morning. And I'm going to show y'all how to do a quilt square. I am going to show y'all how to do a quilt square this morning. This fabric's a little off, so we're going to have to... I hate it when it has that edge. So the fabric is by David Textiles. The fabric is by David Textiles on there. So if y'all are wanting to know where that fabric's from. So I'm gonna, we'll get 3 of them out. I'll use the other one for a mug rug. Use the other one for a mug rug. It'll be fine. Y'all, I literally just had that rotary cutter. Literally just had, there it is. So that's what happens. I lose the rotary cutter. I have to say, I love this rotary cutter. Hold on, I'll show you guys. Take it off a little bit. This rotary cutter, it doesn't, the blade is not, yes, he is awesome. He is awesome. The blade doesn't go down, but until you press on your ruler. It doesn't go down until you press on that ruler. So it makes it kind of cool. So now we get this cut, that cut, and that cut. I moved my trash can this weekend because I had the back door open and it was kind of nice. Kind of nice. Okay, so that one right there is going to be used for mug rugs. That one's going to be used for mug rugs. Okay, so now we're done with that. So now I love this table, the cutting mat. The cutting mat is the awesome. Cutting mat is awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these. So we're going to do, I think because if we do 1, 2, well, let's see how big these end up. We'll see how big these end up. We're going to do all 3 of these. We'll do all 3 of these. I'll have another one for a mug rug on that one. I like making mug rugs, y'all. I have my embroidery machines all hooped, ready to do some mug rugs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these, good morning, good morning. So we're going to take these right here. Good morning. Isn't he the sweetest thing? You got to say hi. You got to say hi to him in the morning. Good morning. And you got to drink coffee. You got to drink coffee. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these right here and we are going to sandwich these together, y'all. We're going to sandwich these together, right sides together. And I know you're like, this is what we've already done. No, it's a different. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a bit of a different square. Y'all are going to enjoy this square. Y'all are going to enjoy this square. It's going to be fun. So we're going to take and we're going to sandwich all 3 of these together because we'll have 3 of these here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to line all 3 of these up. We're going to have fun with these. We are going to have fun with these. And so many different possibilities. So many different possibilities. We have a flash goal this morning. Let's see what our flash goal is. Start flash goal. Oh, those are cute. Those are cute. It's just sending love. They're just sending love this morning. Well, I'm sending love to y'all this morning too. Sending love to y'all this morning. So thank you guys. Y'all are awesome. Okay. So sandwiching these right sides together. I got one more here and then we'll go over to the sewing machine. We will go over to the sewing machine on there. Really loving this. I love fall. I love fall. It's no longer hot and it's not cold. It's just like the right temperature out. So awesome. Awesome. Okay. So let's go to the sewing machine and let's get these stitched. So luckily I've kind of started. So I've moved you guys to this other, I'm moving you guys in circles. I apologize. Moving you guys in circles here. Da-doom, da-doom. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. I apologize if I'm making you dizzy here. Ugh. Good morning. Good morning. There. Stay there. Stay there. See, I have this one sitting here so I can get it all pieced. I don't want to post it too much because that one's a birthday gift. That one is a birthday gift. So, but I will be able to show you guys because she doesn't hop on here this early. She doesn't hop on this early. So again, right? Wouldn't that be nice? It'd just be perfect temperatures all year round. Perfect temperatures all year round. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to right side stitch together and we're going to stitch all the way around these. We're going to stitch all the ways around these. It's going to be a little different once we get back to the cutting table. A little bit of different because I know this is exactly what we just did on the other squares, but a little bit of a different square. So we're going to stitch all the way around these. And there's just a 1/4 inch seam. Just doing a 1/4 inch seam around these, y'all. I'm excited because the fall colors, I love both of these fabrics. Both of these fabrics are just gorgeous because I love gnomes. The gnomes are cool. The gnomes are cool. And then the leaves. I have some gnome Christmas ones too. The gnome Christmas ones are cool. And I just got some new ones ordered for a Halloween theme. And I'm kind of excited about the mug rugs that I'm going to be making with those. So, kind of excited. Okay, turn you that way. And so we'll sew all 3 of these together. We'll go back over to the cutting mat. And I'm going to show y'all exactly what we're going to do with these. Because I'm excited about it. This is one of my favorite quilt squares. Miss Amy, I don't think she's on here right now. I did a quilt for her with this pattern. It was a fun pattern. I'm going to throw those over to the cutting mat. So again, we have right sides together on these. Once we have right sides together, you just sew all the way around. You're going to close that up. We're closing that quilt square up. Closing it all up. Turning. Hope all y'all had a good weekend. I hope you all had a good weekend. Mine was a pretty good weekend. Not too bad. Didn't work too much. I did a surprise pop-in live on Saturday. That was fun. That was a fun live. We had fun piecing a quilt for Miss Lisa, so that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Stitch this one. We'll get this one stitched, and then we got one more. We're doing 3 of these because, like I said, we're doing a table runner here. we are going to do a table runner. Hopefully we have enough time, so we'll get that one. I got one more to do here. One more. Get this one stitched up. Like I said, we're doing a 2 10-inch squares sandwiched together, right sides together. Do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around this square. And then once we get this sewed, and then we're going to have a lot of different possibilities once we get to the next step. Once we get to this next step, there's so many different possibilities that we can do on there. And y'all get to choose. Y'all get to choose which one we're going to do. Makes it a lot of fun when you guys get to help me choose. Because a lot of times I don't see what you guys see. A lot of times I don't see what y'all see. I'm like, oh, hey. Kind of like when we did the microwave bowl koozies. That was fun on the microwave bowl koozies. That was just fun. Okay, so this one is all sewed together. Now we'll go back to the cutting mat. So get y'all moved over there. Get y'all moved over here. So we're going to come back this way. Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. Thanks for the follow. No, yeah, it, yeah, that we, that there's fun things in there. There is fun things in there. So thank you for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so we are having a fall theme this morning. We are doing a fall theme. We are doing a table runner this morning. So what we've done is we've taken 2 10-inch squares. We have sandwiched them together, and then we did a stitch all the way around. So now what we're going to do, this is where it gets interesting. So I know what we did is we drew lines, pulled it apart, and then cut it with a pair of scissors. We're not going to do that this time. We are not going to do this time. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our handy dandy ruler, and we are going to, all right, Miss Lisa, thanks for joining. Thank you for joining. Thanks for all the shares and the likes, y'all. Thanks for all the shares and the likes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to put this here, and we're going to go corner to corner, y'all. So corner to corner where you have it stitched, and we're going to take that ruler, and then this is where your rotary cutter comes into play. So now we're going to cut here. You're going to turn that, and you're going to go corner to corner, and we're going to cut that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take these. We're going to go ahead and cut all 3 of these. We're going to go ahead and cut all 3 of these because we're going to have to get the pressing mat out. So I said, my small space, I'm in a 5th wheel. So I am in a 5th wheel here. So we're going to go corner to corner, 2 10-inch squares sewed together, sandwiched together, right sides together. You sew them completely apart, and then you go corner to corner on your seams with that rotary cutter and cut that one. Get that one, and then we'll get that other one. Like I said, there's 3 of these. It's going to be a table runner, so I'm just making this up as we go here, y'all. Making this up as we go. So corner to corner. And this is where this rotary mat comes in play. I love the rotary mat. Every once in a while I've tried cutting without it. Y'all, when I'm cutting things that are too big for the rotary mat, oh my gosh, it drives me nuts. Drives me nuts, y'all. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this down. Let me get my iron. Turn iron on. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to fold these up because this is the fabric that we've used. This is the fabric we use because so we had the fall leaves. We had fall leaves on one side, and then we had the fun gnomes on the other side. So we'll get that all heated up. So I'm heating the iron up, and we'll get them all pressed, and then you're going to see. And y'all get to choose how we stitch them back together. You'll get to choose how we stitch those back together. This is going to be kind of fun. This is going to be kind of fun. Get the iron over here. Don't forget to drink the coffee. Don't forget your coffee. I do not pre-wash my fabric. My mother-in-law pre-washes her fabric. Some people do all kinds of stuff. My favorite sewing machine, I love the Luminaire 2. I love the Luminaire 2. It has been my most favorite. Minus, I had a Cunique and I loved her. But it was a long arm and I really don't have room for the long arm. And on days that I have huge quilts, I miss that long arm. But the Luminaire 2, I love the Luminaire 2. So. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to press these out. So I'm going to press these out, and I'm not pressing the seams open. I'm going to just press them this way. I'll get all these pressed. And I'm mixing fabric, y'all. I have flannel on one side, and then I have cotton on the other side. I mix fabric sometimes. I like to mix fabric. So I'm going to fold over that way. Once we get these all laid out, I'm going to let y'all choose. Y'all get to choose how we're going to lay these out, because we set it. Depending on how we lay it out, it comes out completely different. So, and it makes a fun square, and it's a fun, easy square. I like easy squares. I am all for easy. I am all for easy, y'all. This one, what we'll do is we'll do all three of these. Okay, now we have these pressed. All right, now where it gets fun. Now this is where it gets fun. Okay, so we're going to see if this works. We're going to see if this works. So we're going to hold this up. We're going to hold this up. Let's see. Hold it up. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll do it this way. Let's do it this way. Do it this way. Okay, so we're going to lay it out this way. So we have this option. So remember, this is good morning, Miss Amy. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. Y'all are sweethearts. Y'all are just sweethearts. So 2 10-inch squares sewed together, completely sandwiched and sewed together. Then we cut it in a diagonal both ways. So we have this option. We have this option that we could do. Then we could do this, which is more or less the same thing as that other square. So we have that option. Or we could go the other way and go with the gnomes on the outside. I'm almost thinking, I don't know. Because we could go this way. First option. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Because if we did this way and then this way. So you're thinking this option? Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll go ahead. All right, yeah. I'm thinking that looks cool, right? All right. It's a done. It's a done. So let's go ahead and sew these together. Let's go ahead and sew these together. So what we'll do is... Thank you, thank you. And isn't this an easy square? Easy square. So I'm going to sandwich those together. And this is where I have a trick, y'all. I have a trick. Where is my... bucket of clips? Where is my bucket of clips? Bucket. Where's my bucket? Dear Liza, tell me I didn't lose. Y'all, I had to rearrange this weekend when we were doing the power, and oh, there it is. It was hiding under the thing. So this is how I do this. So I take and put 2 clips where I'm going to sew. I'll put 2 clips where I'm going to sew here. And then once you get to the sewing machine and you've sewed those, you're like, oh my gosh, which side am I supposed to sew these on? So then I take and I put 1 clip on the side that's going to sandwich together. 1 clip on the side that's going to sandwich together. So you'll sew across these, and then once you get them all folded open, you're going to come back and you're going to have the clips there. That way you know exactly where to sew them together. So let's go ahead and press these open. We'll do the same thing. Get these all pressed. Get these all pressed here. With these all sewn. I'm really liking the fall. Really liking the fall, y'all. It is that season. I'll tell you, it's fun to go driving around, especially if you're somewhere that has trees that have color changes. Living in the desert, you really don't have that. The cactuses stay green, different colors of green, granted, year-round. So there's really not a color change unless you're up in the high country. There is some higher country here in Arizona that you can go see the color changes, but for the most part, you don't have a lot of the color changes. So get these all pressed out. Just take that one. So we're going this way. We're going this way. And this way. Okay. It's going to be cool. This is going to be pretty. So, yeah, I bet you have all kinds of colors up there. What is it? KSW Creations. Yes. I bet you have all kinds of different colors up there. It'd be fun to go and take pictures and then print them onto the fabric. And then you could do a quilt out of that. You could do a quilt. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, y'all. Good morning and happy Monday. Happy Monday to y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with me this morning. And anybody that joined me on Saturday, I had a fun pop-in Saturday. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me on Saturday too. So just as a reminder, I put 2 clips on top. 2 clips on top where I'm going to sew. Thank you. Good morning. I put 2 clips on top where I'm going to sew, and then I put another clip on the side where it's going to go sandwiched together. That way we remember. That way we remember on there. So get that one over there, and then we'll get this 3rd one pressed. Get the 3rd one pressed here. It's nice to be able to have my iron back in here again. Ta-jim. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. We are working on a table runner this morning. I am showing y'all how to do a fun little quilt square. This is a fun little quilt square that you can do. Grab this one. Get this one pressed out, and then once we get this one all pressed and clipped, we will go back to the sewing machine and we'll get these all stitched up. And we'll come back here, and then we're going to be quilting these too this morning, y'all. We are going to be quilting these this morning too. I think we have time to do all of it. I think we have time to do all of it this morning, y'all. Depends on how fast I can move. All right, there is that one. There's that. There's that one. Y'all, I want a quilt like this. I wish I had more of this fabric, because I would definitely do a quilt this way, because that would be just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Is that right? That is right. I'm second guessing myself here. Second guessing. We are doing a table runner this morning, Miss Renee. We are making a table runner. Just a small table or something to go on the table. It could go on your hallway. What do you call those? Hallway tables? I forget what you call those. Anyways, okay, so 2 clips on top, 1 on the side. The one on the side is where you're going to sandwich it together. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Okay, back to the sewing machine. Back to the sewing machine, y'all. So we're going to turn back around here. Turn back around. Turn back around. Okay, so now we come over here. So what we've done is we've taken, just as a repeat of what we've done, we took 2 10-inch squares, 2 different coordinating fabrics that go together. We've sandwiched those 2 10-inch squares together. We sewed completely around those 2 10-inch squares, took it over to the cutting mat, and we cut with the rotary cutter. And then we folded those open. Now that we folded those opens, now we're going to stitch these together, and then we'll go back over there. I think that this is going to be cool. Thinking this is going to be cool, especially once we get it all stitched up together and into a table runner. It's just going to be a small, quick project. This is something quick that you can do. I like quick squares. I like to do quick squares on here. So we're going to come back here, and I just do a 1/4 inch seam on these, y'all. I just do a 1/4 inch seam on these. So we're going to go this way. Move my pin cushion. I was using my pin cushion this morning. So we're going to go that way. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to keep sewing these. Like a chain stitch. If you have a bunch of things that you're having to sew together, this is a way you can do it. And this is where those clips come in. Like I said, you're going to sew where the 2 clips are, you're sewing right now. And then where that other clip is where you're going to sandwich it to that other piece of fabric. That is where you're going to sandwich it to that other piece of fabric. So speeds up the process of when you're sewing. I get sewing so many things at one time. Y'all, I gotta have some kind of process that helps me speed it up some. So I just put 2 clips on one side and then the 1 clip on the other side that's gonna get sandwiched. Make sure you don't remove that 1 clip, because if you remove that 1 clip, you're like, oh heck, now where am I gonna sew that? I don't remember where I'm gonna sew that one at. It's okay though. You can just go back and lay it back out again and make sure that you're sewing it correctly, because y'all, I have sewed things backwards, upside down. This morning, I was stitching together that other quilt. Y'all, I had the seam ripper out this morning. It's like, yep, that's what happens. That is what happens. But that's okay. I'm gonna fix this. Make sure I put that clip back there because I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so we're going to stitch across here. Okay. So now we're going to take these. Thanks for the follows. So now we're going to take these. So like I said, we have those single clips on here. So 2 of them go together. So I'm going to undo those. So as you see, the clips, because once you've sewn these together, you get them all cut apart. You're like, I forget which side goes to which side. We just solved that. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. I'm going to open that one up. So I'm going to, this side right here is going to get sandwiched with this side right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that one up. And so those will get sandwiched together. And I'm going to cheat. We're not going to press right now, but we'll have to go back and press. We'll have to go back and press those. I'm going to open those seams right there and kind of press them. I'm going to hand press them with my finger. And grab a clip and put right there. Just grab a clip and put right there. We're going to go up here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stitch right across here. We're going to do the same thing with all these. So again, what we did is we have 2 of these, and then you have your clip. The clip, because you had 2 clips on the side that you were sewing, and then you had 1 clip on the side. That way, remind you which ones get sandwiched together. Because when you sew a bunch of them together, again, you forget which side goes where. So forget which side goes where. So this top side is where the other one's going to get sandwiched. And then you have that other clip right here. We're going to sandwich that top to the other top. And again, I'm just hand pressing. You could take this back to the pressing mat. Take it back to the pressing mat, but I'm kind of cheating. I'm kind of cheating here. So we're just going to hand press it with your hand. Put a clip on there. And then once we get back to the pressing mat, we'll be able to do some sewing there. So, and if you're just joining, we're doing a table runner this morning with a fall theme. We're doing a table runner with a fall theme this morning. So we got one more set here. We're doing 3 squares on here. So we have that clip there. That way I know that is where the top is going to get sandwiched. Now I'm going to take this other one where that clip is. Whoever created these clips are ingenious, I'll tell you. You don't have to have the pins. You don't have to have the pins on there. So we'll get this sandwiched together, and then we'll go back to this. We'll go back to the pressing mat. We'll get these all pressed, and then we're going to see how we're going to put these together. We will see how we get these put together, because, like I said, this is just a small table runner. Just a small table runner, and we'll get this quilted too. We'll have some fun and get it quilted. We'll sandwich it, get it sandwiched. We'll load it in the embroidery hoop. I think we'll quilt it with the embroidery machine. Why not? We'll put some fun designs on there. I got some fall designs. We have some fall design. The one fall design I have is candy corn. We're not putting candy corn on here, so. Right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. How many times have you gotten poked by the daggum needles? It's like, yeah, no. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to stitch along that line that we just pinned here. I said you have this one sandwiched. Just kind of hold that down when you sew over it there. I'm just going to go right in a line here. Right in a line. And this is another, like I said, this is another fun square. Fun, easy square that makes a really cool, fun quilt. It could be a quilt, table runner, pot holders. There's so many different possibilities. And you don't have to use a 10-inch square. You can use whatever size of square you want. Just whatever size. You just have to have 2 squares that are exact same size. So it could be any size of square there, y'all. Any size of square. About to the point where I'm going to have to get another, so we've just done 3 squares, and pretty quick timing there, y'all. Pretty quick timing. So I'm going to take all my clips. We'll go back to the pressing mat. We'll get these pressed. Back to the pressing mat. Back to the pressing mat. All right. I have a small space, so if anybody is new, I am in an RV. So I'm in an RV. So needless to say, you got to use your small space. Got to use your small space here. So, all right. So we are doing a table runner this morning. We are doing it with a fall theme. Coffee. We're having coffee. Y'all, we're at 17K likes. 17K likes. How cool is that? How cool is this? You make sewing. Awesome. I'm glad you like it, Vilma. I am glad you like it. That is my thing. Sewing's therapy, y'all. Sewing is therapy. And I love to have fun with it. Thank you, Miss Shannon. Thank you. I appreciate you. And you're looking awesome, by the way, Miss Shannon. You are looking completely awesome. So, all right. Y'all, is that not cool? So let's get this press. My sewing space is in my RV as well. Awesome. That is so cool, Michelle. That is so cool. So the toy hauler. This is the toy hauler section. Good morning. Good morning. So the toy hauler is my sewing room. The toy hauler is completely my sewing room. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sewing machines in here. I have 5 different sewing machines in here. I've got my cutting table. Y'all, it is a fun space. You have a toy hauler to the same. Awesome, Michelle. Well, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I made the tea bag bookmark. Oh, how cool. Very cool. That is awesome. So now what we're going to do is we are going to press these. We're going to press these here open. I think we're going to have to press these here. I'm not a genius. Let's turn you back on. Thinking to doom. We're going to press that one open. So press that seam open right there. Flip you around. Press that seam open. There you go. Flip you around right there. And then we're going to press this seam open here. Get that pressed open, and then we'll turn you around. And I'm going to put some best press on here. I like the best press. It kind of makes it, I don't know. Get that all pressed. How pretty is that, y'all? How pretty is that? I make my template with a tea bag. You'll have to send me a link, or send me I gotta be careful saying the L word. Send me a thing. I'd love to see what you're doing. I love my cordless iron. I love the cordless iron. So we're gonna get all these pressed here. That was one of my favorite pickups. I'll tell you, especially living in the RV, you don't have much space. So you got to be careful on cords because you'll be falling over on yourself. And y'all, that was just ingenious, whoever created the cordless iron, because I love my cordless iron. This one pressed. Thank y'all for joining this morning. We are doing a table runner this morning, so I've shown y'all how to do a fun new quilt square. This quilt square is made with 2 10-inch squares. We took 2 10-inch squares. We sandwiched those 10-inch squares together. Sandwiched those 10-inch squares together. Then we sewed them all the way around. Closed that square completely up. Then we brought it over to the cutting mat. And we completely cut it completely in half. Then we took and we pressed those and we laid them out, and we've stitched them together this way, which I'm in love with. Oh my gosh, nice choice, y'all. Nice choice on how we stitched it together, because I am in love with this. I'm excited because once we get these pressed, y'all, because it's going to stitch together this way. Because it's still gonna, yeah. So it's gonna stitch together this way. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, I love the iron. I love the iron. Okay, hot flash. I'm having a hot flash here. I'm gonna take that off. Okay. Thank you guys for the shares. Thank y'all for the shares. 19K. We're at 19K this morning. How is that possible? How is that possible? That is awesome. That is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this one pressed. Then we'll sew these 3 together. Once we get these 3 sewed together, then we're going to load it into the embroidery machine, and we're going to sandwich it first, and we're going to get it quilted. And I think I have some leaves. I think I have, well, I'll look. I think I have something that we can quilt this with. We got to figure out what color of thread that we want to quilt it with. Do we want that thread to show up? Or do we want it just, you know, just to coordinate on there? Because we could make it, because we could do like an orange or a brown, or we could just do a cream. Because if we did a cream, it would just kind of show up in the background, not really show up, just, you'd know it's quilted, but you really wouldn't see it. So we need to figure out how we're going to quilt this, y'all. Figure out how we're going to quilt it. Get this all pressed. And then we'll go back to the sewing machine and we'll get these 3 stitched together and pressed again, and then we'll sandwich them. Then we're going to sandwich. We're having sandwiches this morning, y'all. We're having sandwiches this morning. Orange or brown. Yeah, there's so many. We'll look through my thread. We'll look at my thread and see what options we have. Good morning, Gracie. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so now we're going to sew these 3 squares together. This is going to be a fun table runner. This is going to be a fun table runner, y'all. Fun, fun, fun. You know what? Oh my gosh, y'all. We could put this on the back. It could be a double-sided table runner. It could be we're making a double-sided table runner. That's all there is to it. What an idea, right? Sometimes I think of good ideas. Sometimes I think of good ideas. Back to the sewing machine, y'all. Back to the sewing machine. Y'all keep going on walkabouts with me here. Walkabouts, right? Oh my gosh, I know. I'm like, yeah, we gotta have I'm loving that fabric. I just want to use the fabric. I want to use that fabric. So now what we're gonna do is a dark green. Ooh, that's an idea. That is an idea, Jenny. I didn't even, ooh, dark green. We're good. You're giving me ideas. You're giving me ideas. So, all right, so we're going to take these right sides together. We're going to sandwich these together. We're going to sew these 3 together here. I'm going to try and line up. So you try and line up your seam right there. And we're going to stitch them together. Stitch them together here. Da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. Now I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Green. The green is an idea. I'm liking the green idea. We're going to look at all the threads we have. We'll look at some different ideas, and y'all get to choose. Y'all get to choose what we're going to do here. I was thinking like a burnt orange. I don't know if I have a burnt orange. I'll have to look and see. The ideas. So now we'll sew this one on here. Just a small table runner. Doesn't have to be big. He said just something small to go on the center of your table. The table in your hallway. I don't have a hallway, but if you had a hallway, you could put it on that table in the hallway and put, back in the day, we used to have bowls of potpourri. You could put in there, or, y'all, it could be, you could put your bowl of candy for Halloween on it. You know, whatever you wanted. There's so many different possibilities. So many different possibilities there. So many different possibilities. Okay. So that's sewed together fairly quick. So we'll take it back to the pressing mat here. Back to the pressing mat. Come back this way. Back this way. 36 by, what? The table runners or like a table quilt, yeah. Thanks for the follows. I think green would show up and make a nice contrast. Burnt orange may get lost in those colors. True, Jenny. Very true. All right, let's get this table quilt. 36. I don't know. I've never made one. Do you have mustard yellow thread? Mustard yellow. Don't know. I'm going to look. Hold on. I got a whole drawer full of thread here, so. 3 more until I reach. You also love to quilt. Ah! Very cool. Well, let's help you out there, ma'am. I like to help fellow quilters. We'll help fellow quilters. I don't mind. Okay. So I'm going to press this light brown. That would be pretty too. Huh. Okay. Hold on. I got one more seam to press. One more seam to press. And then y'all, I don't know. So many different options here. So many different options. Because on the bottom, oh my gosh. I'm excited, especially now that we know. Okay. So, y'all. Is that not a cool table runner? That is a cool table runner. Okay. So, I said just a small table runner to go just down the middle of your table. You know, if you have all 3 colors, lay them out. And oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll lay them all out. Y'all get to choose. I'm not choosing. Y'all are choosing what we're doing here. Y'all are choosing what we're doing here. So let's see. Because I have... I have another idea too. Hold on, let me grab my box of thread. Let's see. I'm grabbing threads, so hold on, y'all. Hold on. I think I have a, we're gonna, I had this one. So we're saying green, like a dark green, like this color. And then we have mustard yellow. We said mustard yellow. So there's a dark green. Here is a mustard yellow. I wish I could do all 3 of them together. That'd be cool. Mustard yellow. What was the other color? So we have mustard yellow. I've got green. What was the other color we were looking at? See, and I'm almost thinking, so that one is burnt orange. Like this color? That's like a burnt orange. Oh, brown. Okay. Let's look at brown too. Let's look at brown too. There's, let me see if I can find brown. Hold on. Let's take these. Brown. Okay. So, y'all, you ready to choose? This is too much fun. This is too much fun. Yes. Well, some of it I did. Some of it so this all came from Zon. This one all came from Zon. These, these came from, this is Floriani. This is Floriani, which you can get on Zon, or your local quilt shop, So. Okay, so let's take this back over here. Take this one back over here. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to lay all of these out, and you guys get to choose. All of them are good choices. Oh my gosh. I don't know how we're going to choose, y'all. I seriously don't know how we're going to choose, because every single one of them makes it pop. Every single one of them. Okay. So, here is the burnt orange. There is the burnt orange. Looks gorgeous, right? But wait, here is the yellow. There is the mustard yellow. That looks gorgeous too. But yet, here we go to the brown. Yeah, brown looks gorgeous too. And then the green. Oh my gosh. I don't know, y'all. Every single one of them is gorgeous. Every single one of them. Can we do a poll on here? Can we do a poll? Because y'all are choosing. Y'all are choosing. Let's see if we can do a poll. Poll. We can do a poll. Customize the questions, open vote. Okay. Standard. I don't know how. I don't even know how to do it. Good morning, Nikki. Did you go to St. or where'd you go? Did y'all go on vacation? Green. I don't know how to do a poll, y'all. Help me out here. Because I want to know what y'all want. Quick poll. Are you showing regular thread that is embroidery thread? This is all embroidery thread. Embroidery thread. Okay, so let's go here. You think orange is winning? You think orange is winning? Can you embroider each square? I can embroider each square different. Orange is winning. Okay. All right, so I think we're going with orange. Orange, orange, orange. Okay. Orange it is. Okay, so we're going with orange, y'all. But all very good choices. All very good choices. So, awesome, awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to... Orange is the winner. Orange! We're going orange. Okay. All of those were very good choices, though. All of those... I would have never thought of green, but I do like green. So we may have to do something with green. I know. They're all gorgeous choices. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate that. I think, let me make sure I have, I'm following you back, ma'am. I gave you a follow back. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So let's go, and we need to get a piece of fabric. Thinking. Seeing if I have a piece of, we're going orange. I'm going to put you over there. Put you over there. So we're going to sandwich this. Oh, how perfect is that? How perfect is that? Because what you want to do is you want to have your backing and your batting bigger than what your top is. Because if you don't have your backing and your batting bigger than what your top is, then you won't, oh, awesome, Alicia. I will check you out. I will definitely check you out. Thank you for sharing. If you don't have your backing and your batting bigger than your top, then you're not going to be able to quilt to the edge. You want to be able to have quilt to the edge. So, and I use the extra pieces that I have. I use these extra pieces that I have to for my mug rugs. So, because I make mug rugs or koozies or all kinds of different things. All kinds of different things on there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to sandwich this quilt. And y'all, we need to... I'm excited. Y'all, I have to show you this. I have to show you this. Check this out. You don't really get a gist. Look at that. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? That is gorgeous. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to... I'm excited. We're going to use this. I am excited. It's going to be a double-sided table runner. It's going to be a double-sided table runner. Exciting, exciting. So now we're going to come up here. I'm going to cut this. I'm cutting it the same size as the back, as the batting. And now I'm not measuring, I know, but that's okay. I've had this fabric for so long, and I've done a couple things with it. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down side here. I'm excited. What color bobbin though? Wonder what color bobbin we're going to use here. What color of bobbin? What color of bobbin? Okay. Put that on the back. Brown. Brown? Okay. We can go brown. I think you're right. Brown is a good color. Brown is a good color. I'll see if I don't have a brown bobbin, we're going to fill a brown bobbin. Thanks for the share, y'all. Thanks for the share. Okay. So now we're going to take, oh my gosh, I'm excited we're going to use this fabric. I am so excited that we're going to use this fabric. So, okay, so you're doing right sides out on this. So, and then we're going to take this one here. I said, this one is the same size. Oh, am I doing, yeah. I was like, am I doing that right? Yes, I am doing that right. Okay. So we have it sandwiched. And I'll show you here in a minute. Go down just a little bit. Like I said, when you're sandwiching this, my glasses are falling down my face. Yeah, I'm gonna flip you around here. So when you're sandwiching this, like I said, you want to make sure that you have a few inches on each side. You want to make sure you have a few inches on each side of the backing and of the batting. That way, when you hoop it into your embroidery machine, because we're going to quilt it on the embroidery machine. That way, when you hoop it, you're able to get to the edge of your quilt top, of your, whatever you're quilting. So whatever you're quilting on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this back around. Let's come in here. And we're going to get this hooped. We're going to get this hooped. Where is my magnetic hoop? Where? So, nice thing is, I have a big magnetic hoop. What we're going to do is we're going to hoop this. Thanks for the follow. Tighten this up. Don't want you to fall off here. Don't fall off. Stay there. Okay, thank you. So now we're going to hoop this. My stand is... Stay. Okay. Use back fabric for binding. Okay, we could do that. We could totally do that. We can totally do that. Okay, so I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to hoop it this way. We're going to hoop it this way. That way we can get the hole inside, and we're going to measure and see what size we need. We'll measure and see what size we need here. So I'm going to come that way. We're going to hoop it inside of here. Magnetic frame. The magnetic frame is made by Dime. Get this hooped. So I have this in here, and that way we're going to be able to quilt all the way onto this top. So we're going to measure. How big is this? How big is this? So this is, so we're going to say 13. So we need something that's 13 by 8 for this first hooping. Something that's 13 by 8 for this first hooping. So we're going to find a brown, I think one. I'm hoping one. One brown, I'm hoping. Let's see if I have another one. We'll see if I have another one. That same color. Cool. I have two. Two should be enough. Two should be enough of the bobbins. So we're going to have that one on the top and the bottom. So are we ready to go have some fun? Are we ready to have some fun? We're going to get over to the embroidery machine and we're going to quilt this. We are going to quilt this. So I'm going to come back this way. move it that way. We're going to come over here. We're going to get that one cut. We don't need those. And we're going to load a brown thread. I am excited, y'all. Where you at? There you are. Load brown on here. Then we're going to take and we're going to, I need to get my trash can. My trash can is in the wrong location. Get over here. I keep trying to throw things in my trash can and it's not that. Okay, there we go. So now, take the white thread off. We're going to load this lovely color. This is going to be gorgeous, y'all. This is going to be gorgeous. I am excited. I am excited. And now I've forgotten how much I measured. Now I forgot how much I measured. I think it was, how much did I measure? I think it was 13, wasn't it? 13? 13. It was 13. Okay. So we're going to see. We are going to see what we can. All right. And I'll show y'all as we go here. Let me flip you around. Y'all get to help me choose. Y'all are going to help me choose. So we are going to go home and we're going to go into embroideries. We're going to say, okay, don't let me forget to change out my, I'm going to grab my screwdriver so I don't forget to change out my foot. Sometimes I forget to change my foot, so I'm going to put my screwdriver there. Okay, so we're going to go in here. We're going to go to the thumb drive. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you very much. It's very sweet of you. So now we're going to come in here. We're going to go into embroidery files. We're going to go to PES. So now we don't want fall because I think fall is, what's paisley? Paisley, let's look at, so we have that. Not sure we want that. Let's go back. I think fall is candy corn. Yeah, we don't want candy corn. We don't want candy corn. What is spring? See, I almost like that too. But that's not really leaves. Summer? What is summer? Bees. We don't want bees. What's winter? Snow. We don't want snow. I don't know. Swirls. So I'm saying this one or the paisley. What do you think? So I have the swirls because I think swirls would be cool. Swirls. That one. Okay. I think you're right. Swirls. Okay. We have mostly swirl. Okay. We're going with swirls, y'all. We are going to go with swirls. Okay. So I'm going to flip this around. We're going to go with swirls. We're going to go with swirls. So let me change out. We're going to change out this foot right quick. Change foot out. We're changing the foot out. Sometimes I forget to change the foot out to the embroidery foot. Just a little quick snug. Just a little quick snug with the screwdriver there, y'all. just a little quick snug. So what we're going to do is, so that was 13 across. I'm almost thinking 8 by 12. Let's set that and see. We're going to set that one and see. We're going to load this. So we have the backing on here. The backing is all loaded. Oh, sure you would. I could teach you totally how to use this machine. I promise. Okay. So now we're going to come across here. We're going to load this and make sure you hold that arm when you load that. And did I just do that? No. Come across here. Put that down. We're going to say okay. We're going to see how big this is. We're going to have to redo the thing. So I'm going to put the projector on. We're going to see how big this hooping is. See how big the hooping, because we really want to stitch. So we're going to come up here. Over here. That goes over just a little bit. So we're going to come over this way. Come over this way. Come down this way. Y'all want to see the projector? I missed your pin comment there, Cynthia. Okay, so let's flip this around. So this machine, so you see the stitches there? It actually projects exactly. You see the stitches? It actually projects exactly where this is going to go. So I changed the bobbin out to brown. I changed the bobbin to brown. So we got that one there. So we come over this way. As you see, as you're going across, it actually shows exactly where it's going to stitch on this piece of fabric. So that way you know exactly where it's laying out. You know exactly where it's going to lay out here. So it's going to go there. I'm going to just increase the width of this. So I need it just a little bit wider or long. So we're going to go up just a little bit because I want it just a little bit wider. So we'll just do, so on the bottom, we're going to do brown thread. On the bottom, we're going to do the brown thread. So we're going to hit that projector again. I want to make sure that I have it on there. So now we're going to come back here. So we're going to come back here and I'm going to go up to this upper corner. So I'm going to drag it up to this upper corner. That way we make sure that we have it. So here is that one. So yes, welding caps are tomorrow. I put a thing in my bio for the pattern I'm going to be using. So you'll see under the patterns. We're going to come across here. There is that one. Okay, so let's come down here. Make sure that we're good. Down here. Okay, I think we're ready to stitch. We are ready to stitch. So this is the machine I'm using. This is the machine I'm using. So it is lots of fun. So yeah, either you can do the 3 is the more or less. I think the 3 just has more stitches and stuff on it. So yeah, this is awesome. Okay, so here we go, y'all. Let me get this rethreaded. Let's start stitching. Let's start stitching. So it's going to go right to the edge there. And I think the color is perfect, y'all. I think the color is perfect. Let me see if we can come over this way some. make sure that we're good here. So it's an automatic set on this one. So I don't have the speed set. I'd have to look at it and see what it's set at. I haven't changed the actual speed on it. Yeah, oh yeah, Jen. You're right. This is gonna be pretty, y'all. This is gonna be pretty. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the back's gonna look like. I'm excited to see what the back. Thank you, Miss Debbie. Good morning. Good morning. All right, thanks for joining on. Give the grandbabies a hug. I love grandbabies. Grandbabies are so much fun. Thank you, thank you. Too much fun here, y'all. You have to be careful when you're like stitching right to the edge, so I always try and watch it fairly close, so. Super, super fun. And it's stitching right to the edge. Stitching right to the edge. And that's what makes it, that's where you have that extra batting and backing on the edge. That way when you're stitching, you can actually get all the way to the edge of that quilt or whatever you're working on. Like I said, we're doing a table runner today. We went and made these fun quilt squares. The quilt squares were fun to make, were they not? And fairly easy on these, so. So now we're taking and we're adding some swirls to this fun quilt square. Some swirls to this fun quilt square. I'm really loving the color. Once it gets past this swirl up here, I'm gonna grab the phone off here and get it a little closer, that way y'all can see, because I want y'all to see these colors, the color choice. Y'all made a good color choice. Y'all made a good color choice. Okay, so we can hop off here. I'm gonna hop off here. Let me flip this around. Y'all, check this out. Look at the colors. The color choice was perfect. The color choice was perfect on there, y'all. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And it is stitching out perfect. Stitching out so perfect. This is going to be a really pretty table runner. Really pretty table runner, y'all. Right? This is, I think it is a 16 by... I'll have to look it up. I can send you a message. Shoot me a message and I can, I'll send you which one it is. I used to have a 15 needle baby lock. I had the 15 needle baby lock and, well no, it was 10 needle. I had the 10 needle baby lock and I loved the machine, but I don't know. It kind of took the fun out of it when it had, when it had multiple needles on there. So I like to actually interact with it more, because on that one, I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun with that and I used it for a long time, but I don't know, because with that one you more or less I'm gonna go back here, with the bigger machines, you more or less load it and walk away, because you don't have to switch out the thread. So I don't know, just my personal opinion. So I love the single needles. Just making sure it's not gonna come off that piece of fabric there. Come here. This is turning out gorgeous. I'm excited to see what the back looks like. I'm excited to see what that back looks like, y'all. I missed what happened. I have 3 little... Oh, how cool is that? How cool is that? Very fun. I appreciate y'all hanging out this morning. I appreciate you hanging out this morning. We were having fun making a table runner. We learned how to do a new quilt square, which is a lot of fun. If y'all are new to me, my schedule is pinned on my bio. You'll see that first video on there is my schedule for the week. We do something different every week. Y'all get to choose what we do. Y'all get to choose what we do. Somebody wanted to do a table runner, so we're doing a table runner today. Tomorrow we're doing a Weldon hat. If y'all want to come have fun with a Weldon hat, come have fun with a Weldon hat tomorrow, y'all. So we'll be doing that one tomorrow, and then we are doing a phone beanie on Wednesday, and then Thursday. What are we doing Thursday? I forget. Anyways, the schedule is pinned, so you'll be able to see what we got going. So thanks for hanging out this morning. Oh my gosh, this is too much fun. Okay, we're about to the end of this one. And we're going to, the nice thing, this is the nice thing about the magnetic hoop. Y'all will see the nice thing about this magnetic hoop that makes it very cool. So we're gonna end that one. So the hoop doesn't come off now. So with the magnetic hoop, all you do is you take this top one off, which is your magnet. We're going to pull this one off of here. And we're going to, first we're going to look. I want to see, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. So the quilting on the front is turning out, oh, geez. Well, I'm sorry. Well, sending good vibes to you. Sending good vibes. So the quilting is turning gorgeous. Y'all. Brown on the back is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, is gorgeous. This is turning out gorgeous. Okay, so now let's get this hooped. Let's get this hooped. So like I said, on here with the magnetic hoop, thank you for the flowers. So you leave this in here. So then you just come here, and if you have a projector, you turn the projector on. If you don't have a projector, you have templates. I've done lives on how to make templates. We may have to do another live on how to make templates, but I have reposted my videos. So we can do another one. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to the corner up here on this projector, and I'm going to hoop it right exactly where it needs to go, because I can see with that projector right exactly on here. Come up here. So now what I'll do is I'll grab my magnet right here. Stay there. And you can kind of move it too once you have it in the frame. Once you have it in the frame, that one there. So we're going to come down here and make sure we're good. That one's over. Where the projector comes into play, it's like, yes, I can see. I don't want it stitching over there. And you kind of pull your bottom one. That way you make sure that it's tight on the bottom too. Come up top. Okay. So here we go. So they have them on Zon. It's a dime embroidery hoop. It's a dime, and no matter what type of machine you have, they have a hoop for you. Your local quilt shops will have them too. So yeah, thank you, Cynthia. I'll tell you, it's a game changer once you have that magnetic hoop. The magnetic hoop makes it so much easier. And then, like I said, if you don't have a projector on your machine, you can still do this because you can do templates. You can either use the Kimberbell, I love Kimberbell, blue tiles, or you can make your own template. I did a live on making your own template. I showed you exactly how you could go in and make your own template on there, so. And we can do that again. We can have some fun with that again. This is a perfect color. Y'all chose the perfect color for the quilting on here. It just turned out perfect. It kind of pops out, but not too much. Not too much. It doesn't take away from the quilt squares, but yet it still gives you that quilting effect on there. So, very, very cool. It takes about 6 minutes for each hooping on here. Thank you, thank you. I'm excited. I am excited for this one. I think this one is gonna turn out gorgeous. I'm loving the swirls. The swirls is fun. Sometimes you have to be careful on the edges because sometimes the foot will come back and grab that piece of fabric and fold it over, so. So this is a Luminaire 2. It's a Luminaire 2. It's fun because if you have an embroidery machine, and it doesn't matter if you have an embroidery machine that's got a 4x4 hoop, or if you have an embroidery machine that can go a big one. Yeah, absolutely. You're always welcome to join. Come hang out. I have to say, so we have fun. This is a fun line. I am on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, and we just sit and have fun and drink coffee or whatever. A Destiny 2 is a great machine. A Destiny 2 is a great machine. Thanks for the follow. Thank you for the follow. My friend in Colorado has the Destiny 2, and she loves it. She loves it. So pretty much, I mean, all your machines out there are good. And like I said, depending on, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have a 4-inch hoop or if you have the bigger hoops. I can show y'all how to do, and I've done lives and showed you how you could actually quilt in the hoop, even with the little bitty 4x4 hoops. All right, thank you for joining. It was very nice meeting you. Very nice meeting you. Let me hop on here right quick. I followed you back there. I gave you a follow back. So I try to follow back as many as I can. Sometimes they tell me, they're like, I was following all they're like, you followed too many people. You have to, so I'm like, how can you follow too many people? So I try to give you back as follow as I can. I have a Janome. Oh, yeah, the magnetic is cool. Oh my gosh. So, Kristen, so what I would do is, if you have a local quilt shop, take it over to your local quilt shop and have it serviced. Or shoot me a message. I would be more than willing to help you go through it too, on live or whatever too. So, I tell you, Marketplace is a good place to get things. Marketplace is a good place to get things because a lot of times people will get those machines they don't use them very much, and then they go and upgrade, or they've had a family member that's passed away and they don't realize what they have, and you can get a really good deal. You can get a really good deal on them, so definitely worth thinking about. So sure, hold on, let me pop this off here. I have a few machines. So let me flip this around. So I have the Brother Luminaire 2 on here. But I also have, here, I'm gonna step away from that one right quick. I also have, this one I got off Marketplace. This one is about 12 years old, and it works phenomenal. So it sews really good. This is a Topaz 50. I also got off Marketplace. Marketplace is, this one's a Husqvarna. So this one doesn't have as many features as the other one, but still embroidery is really pretty. I have the B68 Burnett cover lock machine. We had fun with that one the other day. And then I have the Husqvarna Epic 980Q. So those are machines. Those are my machines. That one. Make sure it's not going to go off before I pop you guys back. Okay, we're good. So what I did is, and the majority of them I would say, is run the machine when you go there. Do these limit? No. You can do up to, you can do a small baby quilt. You can do all the way up to a big king size quilt. You can do any size of quilt. The bigger ones, it's just going to take you a little bit longer to quilt them. But I have one that we're going to be quilting. Or have them let you run it. Miss Amy. Because if they're selling the machine and they're saying it works, I'm saying they shouldn't have a problem of letting you run the machine, because that's what I do. Is if I go and get one, I'll be like, I was like, take a piece of fabric with you. That way you can actually stitch it. Turn the machine on. Turn the embroidery machine on. Make sure it stitches. Just do pretty much. You know what? I've had fairly good luck. With Marketplace. So I've had fairly good luck. I mean, you do have those ones that's like, but for the most part, I've had fairly good luck with it. So so each one has, so hold on, I'll show you. Let me get this hooped and I'll show you. Each one has a different attachment. So like with these magnetic hoops, you got to make sure and put what machine you have when you get these magnetic hoops, because you want to make sure that you have the right attachment on them. So like for your Brother machines, will have this attachment here. So this right here is a Husqvarna. You see how there are two different attachments on there? So you want to make sure that if you get like a magnetic hoop or different hoops for your machine, you want to make sure that you get the one that associates with your machine, because each machine has a different one. Your Baby Lock have a different attachment. Your Husqvarna have different attachments. Your Brother, all of them are different. So, and then different models. Some older models are different too. So you just got to be careful on which ones that you get. So, but. Are you looking at getting her some hoops? Is that what you're saying? Did I miss something? Thanks for the follow. We are getting this hooped. We've had fun this morning with this table runner we made. Hoping we have enough time to get it all quilted, I'm hoping, is my plan. Hold on, work's calling me. Work, where you at? There you are. Hello. Hey. I'm okay. How are you? Right now? Can it wait like 15 minutes or do you need me now? Yeah. Okay, yeah, let me call you back in about 15 minutes and we can chat. All right, thanks. Bye. Sorry. So I'm a director of IT by day. So with being a director of IT by day, you have your other job. So you have your other job. Okay. So we are making sure that we are lining up here. Up top. Okay. So now we're going to get stitching on this one. Can I use regular? So yeah, so you can use a regular machine to quilt. I can show you. So what do they call it? Meandering. Meandering is the word. And I do meander my quilts. There's some of them that I do that way, and I can show you how to, as long as your feed dog will go down. If your feed dog will go down, so like on a lot of the machines on the back of the machine, there's like a little switch that pulls it over and it drops that feed dog down. Free motion, yes. Free motion quilting. I love it's therapy. Free motion quilting, and I can show you how to do the free motion quilting. I've done a couple lives on that. Totally, you can totally quilt with that. I'll tell you, so my first quilt I had quilted, I went and had it quilted and I paid to have it quilted. I only did that once. So, I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can totally do this. So, that's, I don't know. I've been free quilting for a long time. A lot of machines, or a lot of time for a lot of years. I used, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the John Flynn quilting frame. That thing's a game changer, especially if you just have a regular sewing machine and you really can't afford the long arm or those frames. Y'all, a John Flynn's under 200 bucks. That John Flynn is completely under 200 bucks, and you can do a king size quilt. So it comes with poles that is big enough to do like a lap quilt. But my husband cut me 10-foot poles, and oh my gosh, it was completely a game changer. You can totally have some fun with that. So if you want to Google something, Google the John Flynn quilting frame. So John Flynn quilting frame. Yeah, Google that. Like I said, under 200 bucks. So, and totally worth it. I would highly recommend it. Totally worth it. So, and you can get it on Zon. They have them on Zon. Yes, they have it on the Zon. And you can watch videos on it too. And if you have questions, call me, because I can totally help you out. I can totally help you out on that. So I used that for, oh gosh, almost 10 years. So before I was able to get a long arm quilting machine. And that was before I realized that you could quilt on the embroidery machine too. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Watch the videos on it. It is literally, it goes on your kitchen table. It goes on your kitchen table, and yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, Amy? It's totally a well. You're going to go down a squirrel. You're going to go down a squirrel, watching videos, because it is totally. Thank you for the follow. So, my YT is Chickadee Treasures. It is Chickadee Treasures on there. It is in the, if you click on my bio, that link, you'll see my YT page and my FB page. You'll see both of my pages there. So I got both of them on there for you. And then also, if anybody's wanting to sew along tomorrow with the welding hat, I have put a link of the pattern that I got. I got it off Etsy, or I'm probably not supposed to say that, but I got it off of there. It's not very much, so if I put the pattern on there that I got. So if y'all want to, yes, we are making a welding hat tomorrow. So my schedule, Jennifer, my schedule that I do is y'all get to choose my schedule. Y'all get to choose what we make. So depending on what the day is depending on what we're making. So if you look at the first link or first video in my bio, it tells you what this week's schedule is. Every week we do something differently, and y'all get to choose what we do. So today's was a table runner. Y'all wanted to make a table runner, so that's what we're doing today. We made a table runner. I showed y'all how to make a new quilt square. The quilt square was cool. And then once we made the quilt square, we get it all stitched together. Then we sandwiched the table runner and we got it quilting. So how fun is that? How fun is that? So then once we get this all quilted, depending on, I don't think, Nikki, are you still in here? I think my walking buddy's on vacation right now. So you're on vacation, right? Just making sure. I thought you were going on vacation. What happened? We'll have to chat. Are you wanting to walk then? We have a couple more hoopings here. I want to at least get this hooped. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, we will walk then. We will walk. So anyways, so yeah, so tomorrow is, like I said, we're making welding hats tomorrow. We're going to make welding hats tomorrow. Like I said, I used to make them back in the day, but I couldn't find my pattern that I used to have. So they were for my dad. They were welding hats for my dad. So needless to say, I went and got another pattern, and that way you guys could have the pattern too. You just have to, what is a welding hat? So welding hat, my dad was a Boilermaker and pipe fitter. He welded at the big power plants, on the oil rigs and stuff like that. So a welding hat is, what would I look up? So look up, here, let me find this, and then I'll answer what a welding hat is. So if you look up this, Google that machine. Like I said, it's a few years old machine. Oh my gosh, 31K. Coolest dad. That is awesome. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. So just Google Luminaire 2 and brother, and then you'll be able to find it. Welding hat. So a welding hat, what a welding hat is when you're welding, you have, you're very welcome. When you're welding, you have, like sparks and stuff on the welding. So what happens is you put this welding hat on. So you have the welding hat on and you have it pulled over. Well, when you're welding, you have it turned around backwards. But then when you're like grinding and stuff, so you're like grinding using a grinder or whatever, and those sparks are flying. So you have it pulled over your ear. That way those sparks and stuff don't fall in your ear. So it's just something that the welders have always used. So my mom and I used to make all kinds of welding hats for all the guys working turnarounds. They'd go work turnarounds and stuff. So I don't know. I guess growing up and working with my dad working construction and stuff. So yeah, we're almost to the end. We are almost to the end. So we've probably got what, 2 more hoopings maybe. 2 more hoopings here. I think we'll be at the end. 2 more hoopings. Down here. tell you, the projector is a total game changer on these things, I'll tell you. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So I think 2 more hoopings and we'll have this. Do you bind it off? So what we'll do is once I get this all quilted, once it's all quilted, what I'll do is I'll trim the edges and then I'll bind it. And I bind it with the sewing machine. Yeah, so I will bind it. Depending on what you do, I could serge the side of it. I could totally serge the side of it. Or you can take and do binding. So, and I do binding on the sewing machine, and I show you all the easiest way to bind a quilt. So, easiest way to bind a quilt. So I think we have maybe 2 more hoopings here, and we'll have it all good. My grandson is... Oh, absolutely! I could totally help you with that. So if you want to join the live tomorrow, come hang out on the live tomorrow and you'll see it's fairly easy to make. You know what? I used to not enjoy binding, but I make it so easy. My mom used to do all my binding for me, and my mom passed away a year ago this weekend. But anyways, I had to figure out how to bind. And y'all, the binding that I do, let me show you. I have binding here. So this is the binding. So I bind on the machine. I bind on the machine, and y'all, it's pretty easy to do. And it's absolutely, right, Amy? And it turns out really cool. It turns out really cool. So I do have the I do have the video posted on my YT page, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's posted there. If not, we can do another live on doing it. We can do another live on doing binding. So it works out pretty cool. I mean, you can really see it. You can really see it on here. And it may look hard, but I promise it's the easiest binding you'll ever do. It is the easiest binding you'll ever do. Thank you, Miss Amy. Thank you. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the follows. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all are awesome. And we have fun in the morning. We have so much fun in the morning, and y'all get to pick the schedule. Y'all get to pick the schedule. Whatever you want to see made, that's what we come up with. And if I've never made it, we figure it out together. We figure it out together. No, I do not work from home. I actually work in office. So, so my daily schedule, I get up at 1:30 every morning. I sew till 3. My husband gets up at 3. And then I sit and have coffee, make his lunch, get him out the door. He works at the jail. And then I hop on here at 4:30. We're usually on from 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. And then I go and I do a workout. We walk. And then I'm almost sounding like my bobbin might be running out. We'll have to see. I'm thinking my bobbin's running out. Hold on. We're going to cut that. It's amazing if you can hear Jenny. So I go to bed probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock. So 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm in bed. So hold on. I'm hearing the bobbin. So we're going to look. It's not quite empty, but I'm going to swap it out anyways. I'm going to swap that bobbin out anyways. Sometimes when it gets lower, it'll like start jumping on you. So a full bobbin makes the machine happy. A full bobbin makes the machine happy. It's amazing when you can hear how your machine is stitching. You're like, oh, that don't sound right. That don't sound right. So then you're like, oh, we'll get it going again. Okay. So we're going to go back a couple stitches. Okay. There we go. I am a veteran. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. So yeah, and then I go work my 8 to 5. Wish it was 8 to 5, but running an IT department as a director of the IT department, you end up working more or less 7 days a week, so, which is fine. It happens. So I enjoy my job. I enjoy teaching the youngsters. I have quite a few youngsters working for me, and they're all awesome. They are all awesome, so I have an awesome team. Definitely an awesome team. So, but yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for giving me a follow. 33K today. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, you gotta have the IT department, so it kind of works that way, but it works out okay. So many different things that you can do. So many different things that you can do, so making sure that's okay. But yeah, so that's kind of my day. And then I come home, make dinner, we sit and hang out, and then the week continues. Then the week continues. But we have about 2 more hoopings here. I want to make sure that we get this all stitched up. We're going to go on just a little bit. You're new here. Do you have to? So you don't have to. No, you do not have to quilt that table runner. Absolutely not. You could actually do what they call stitch in the ditch if you wanted to. You could actually take that quilt square and so down the seams, like down the middle of it, you could just, kind of stitch down it, but you don't have to. You could actually just do the table runner, put like your batting in the middle of it. It's called sandwiching. You put your batting in the middle of it and a backing, and then you could just take and bind the side of it. Or you could even do it this way. You could take your fabric and your batting. So you have your fabric and your batting. I try to get some sleep. Usually it's around probably about 5 hours of sleep. But anyways, so I'm making sure that's stitching out okay right there. But you would yeah, you could do the straight lines. But also what you could do is you could actually turn your table runner inside out. So take the top of your fabric. Let me show you. I'm going to show you right quick. So say this is your table runner. So this is your table runner, and then this is the backing of your table runner. So what you could do is you could take and put, so your table runner with your batting on the back of it. This would be your table runner and your backing. And then you could take this and you put it right here, and then you would sew all the way around, leave an opening, sew all the way around, and then turn it inside out. Then you wouldn't have to bind it. You could just do a straight stitch all the way around it, and then you could still have a table runner that way too. So different possibilities. Just, just play with it. Play with it. And if you have questions, shoot me a message. Always willing to help you out. Always willing to help you out. Okay. We're on to our last hooping here, y'all. On to our last hooping. This is turning out super, super gorgeous. And I'm thinking, let me grab that tape measure because I think we're going to have to go narrower. So, tape measure. This is... we might be okay. We might be okay. Yeah, the inside out idea, I mean, super ideas. So many different ideas on there. So, okay, so we're decorative stitches. You could totally do decorative stitches. Yeah, you don't have to quilt it. You don't have to quilt it. You have so many different possibilities. Just play with it. Just play with it. And if you want to start small. Start small. If you want to do, is my recommendation. Just start small. Like do, I'll show you here in a minute. Just do like a hot pad or a mug rug. Just something small. That way you can kind of get the gist of it too. And you don't have to quilt it on the embroidery machine, and you don't have to have a long arm to quilt either. If the feed dog on your machine comes down, you can totally do, open this. Oh, we need to come back this way. So, what I'm thinking here. I was lining it up. I'm like, why are you lining it up? I want to get the whole thing there. Get the whole thing. I'm kind of moving it here. That way we make sure that we're lining it up. Sorry if I'm missing your comments there, y'all. Sorry if I'm missing your comments. Just trying to line this up. This last hooping is your hardest hooping here. Oh, we are so close to the edge there. So we have to be careful on this one here. All right, y'all. So I'm going to have to watch this one because it is going to go right over my edge here. But that's okay because it's quilting right off the edge. This is the last hooping, so once this is all done, we'll take it off and we'll trim it. We won't have time to do the binding today, I'm sorry, but we'll get the binding, I'll get the binding done on it. And then, like I said, tomorrow is the welding hat. If y'all want to join tomorrow, we're going to make a welding hat. Hopefully, I may come home today and make one, so that way I can remember how to make them. This turned out really pretty. Ah, I literally broke that nail. Thank you for the heart me's, y'all. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much. It's been fun. It has been a fun morning. It has been a fun morning. We have made a table runner. We learned how to make a new quilt square. We learned how to make that new quilt square, which was a lot of fun. I will be reposting. I repost my lives. I repost all my lives, so you can go back and watch the lives. They're on my YT and my FB page. If you want to see, you can click the link in my bio, and it has my FB page, my YT page. Go give them a follow, whichever one you want, and you'll see the videos reposted. You'll see those videos reposted for y'all. So, right, Amy? It's been a fun live. It has been a fun live. So, tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow we are doing a welding hat. So, that may get interesting. So, y'all get to choose what we do. Y'all have chosen the schedule for this week, so we're going to have fun. We had a great week last week. Last week was a lot of fun. Last week was a lot of fun, y'all. So this week's going to be fun too. This will be fun too. So thank y'all all for the new follows. Welcome to my live Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning. We're going over a little bit today because I want to finish quilting this. I want to get this done quilted. So I appreciate all y'all. And we've got 34K likes today. 34K likes today. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the taps. I appreciate all the taps in there, y'all. Very cool, right? Oh my gosh, it's cool. Oh my gosh, right? Coolest dad ever. You were awesome. You were awesome. Thank you very much for your help. So I am in, it is 6:38 here, ma'am. It is 6:38. Where are you at? I'm in Arizona. I am in Arizona. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for the follows. I am in Arizona. Pennsylvania. So I think you're what, 3 hours ahead of me, I believe? So yeah, I hop on at 9:30 there. Okay, yeah. So I am on at 4:30 in the morning. South Carolina. Welcome from South Carolina, Sharon. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us this morning. Good morning, good morning. So like I said, we're going to get this finished quilting. It's 9:38 on the East Coast. 9:38. Fun, fun. You're in Buckeye. Well, Shannon. Are you coming this way or from Florida? Welcome from Florida. I appreciate y'all joining. Appreciate y'all joining. Here, I'm going to turn y'all here because I got to pay attention right here right quick because it is like at the edge. Text says, welcome, welcome, welcome from Alabama. Yes. Welcome to all y'all. I appreciate y'all joining. Welcome, welcome. I'm kind of watching this because it's right there on the edge, as you can see. So I want to make sure that we don't grab fabric as we come around. It's going to come around here and it's going to grab, because this one's going to be a little tricky here. You have to be careful because sometimes it'll come off the edge of the fabric and when it comes back, it'll grab that fabric and then it bunches and then you're ended up having to cut fabric, which is not any fun. Not any fun there, y'all. So you got to be careful on the edges sometimes. Once you get past the edges, you can put tape. I have medical tape that I use. It's just the medical paper tape because it'll sew right through it. It'll sew right through it. Yeah, good question, Coolest Dad. Good question. I don't know if, I've had some people on here from all over the place, which is cool. It's always cool to see people from everywhere. Always cool. All right, we only got a minute left. We got a minute left. Ohio, welcome from Ohio. Appreciate all y'all joining the live. We are finishing up this table runner. Finishing up the table runner this morning. We've got less than a minute to go on this stitching. So less than a minute to go. We will get it unhooped. We'll get it trimmed around that edge. I'll have to do the binding off live because like I said, I'm running out of time here this morning, but we did get it all. So we made all the quilt squares. We got all the quilt squares made. And we've got one more close one. So this right here is it's embroidering. So once you get it all hooped, it's an embroidery design. So yeah, it'll start and stitch out. Make sure that it doesn't grab the fabric here. Sorry. So once you get it all hooped into there, it goes and it starts stitching. It just stitches itself. You just got to kind of watch it. So it works and it's done. So we'll get it unhooped. We'll trim it around the edges and we can see this table runner we did today. Y'all, we made this morning. We got this stitched out this morning. And how cool is this? How cool is that? So I'm going to move y'all, turn y'all back over this way. If y'all are just joining or new to here, I'm in a fifth wheel. I'm in a fifth wheel, so I got a small space. I got a small space here. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to trim this. Let's get this trimmed because I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm so excited. So excited. Let me get this trimmed. We'll get this trimmed and we will look at this. Like I said, I keep these small pieces for my mug rugs. Keep the small pieces for my mug rugs. So turn this over this way. This trimmed. But you have to have like 3 or 4 inches off to the side when you're doing it in the hoop. That way you can go all the way to the edge. Because if you don't have extra batting and binding or backing off to the side, you're not going to be able to quilt all the way to the edge of that quilt, table runner, whatever you're quilting. So you want to give yourself some extra space on the side. But we can turn those into mug rugs, pot holders, whatever you want. So get this cut right here, right quick. And then we will look at this table runner we made this morning. I'm excited, y'all, because I think it turned out cool. I think it turned out cool. Y'all, check this out. Check this out. Is that not cool? And look, the back turned out cool. The swirls, y'all, the swirls. It was perfect. Perfect choice. Perfect choice on that. Let's put this here. That way you can see. I'm going to pop y'all off here. Let's flip you around. Check it out, y'all. Look at the stitching. It just made it pop. It just made that pop. 37K. Oh my gosh. How awesome. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Thank you. So let's flip this around this way. And look. Perfect color choice. Perfect color choice, y'all. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And have fun with this. And was that not easy to make? Was that not easy to make? That was an easy table runner, right? I mean, literally 2 10-inch squares. You took 2 10-inch squares, sandwiched those together, sewed them all the way around, cut them in diagonal, and then you had your square. And it's gorgeous. It is completely gorgeous. So, right. Yeah. I have been wanting to do something with this fabric for the longest time, and I could never figure it out. And after we made these squares this morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, we can back it with this. So it is literally a double-sided table runner. A double-sided table runner. So we have a table runner that is double-sided. Completely double-sided table runner. So how awesome, right? Oh my gosh. Fun, fun. All right. Thank y'all for joining this morning. When's your next start so I can... So I will be reposting. So I repost all my videos, but I am back on tomorrow morning, 4:30. I am on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning. So Arizona time. So it is currently 6:45. We're running a little late this morning, but that's okay. I wanted y'all to see the whole table runner done. Join me tomorrow morning. I will be on at 4:30 in the morning. You have a good day too, Coolest Dad. Thanks for hanging out. I will see y'all all tomorrow morning at 4:30. So, awesome. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. It is lots of fun. I do repost all my lives to my YT and my FB page. Thank you, Sherry. To my FB and YT page. So, and the link is in the bio. Click and you can see those there. So, Shannon, shoot me a message. Shoot me a message, Shannon. All right. You guys have a great day, and I will see y'all later. Thank you. Bye, guys.